Well, Jed, huge congratulations from all of us. Brand new Bristol Rovers contract. How are you feeling?
Yeah, just really happy to sort of get it sorted out and get it done. Past few weeks playing in the first team has been unbelievable, and really happy to keep it going.
We talk about the last few weeks. Let's just start off the last few days. It's been a mental week or so for you. Talk us through what you've been away doing.
Yeah, so I went away with the England's Elite League squad, which is formerly the under-20s. We went to Poland and Czech Republic. Played 2 games against them, and it was a great experience. Like, lads were brilliant. Some great players in that setup. The goalkeepers were great as well to learn off, and I really enjoyed my time.
Where were you when you found out you were getting your first England under-20s, as it were, call up?
I think I was here at the training ground, and Nancy sort of mentioned to me that you're in contention to get called up. We think you're going to get called up, and then I received a call on a Wednesday from the goalkeeper coach originally at England to let me know that I'm getting called up, and then in the evening received a call from the manager, which was really nice.
I mean, what a reward for all your hard work, not just this season, but throughout your career so far.
Yeah, it's been some journey that I've been on so far. It's nowhere near done, but yeah, it's just really nice to be rewarded with these things and take everything I can from it and keep going.
This is the latest highlight for you in your young career. Let's go back to the beginning as a young footballer joining Bristol Rovers Academy. Tell us about a young Jed Ward.
Yeah, I remember playing in a tournament in Deerswood. I was playing in goal at the time, and I remember after the game my dad speaking to me saying that Bristol Rovers would like to take you on trial. Do you want to play outfielder or in goal? And I made the decision to go in goal. I can't really remember why. I just loved sort of like every goalkeeper's cliche, diving around in the mud, like making saves. And from then went on trial and managed to sign on. I think the signing on was under 9s, but sort of joined under 8s, and then went from there throughout the academy and to where I am now.
What was that like for a young Jed as a under 9, under 10, under 11? How often were you training? Where were you training to? Talk us a bit through that experience.
We were a bit of here, there and everywhere to begin with. We started off at SGS, which the college. I remember training there when I was very young. I think we trained like only 2 nights a week, one with the goalkeeper coach and one with the team. Just sort of like enjoying football and just finding that love for it, which I was at that age. Not massively. I wasn't a massive football fan, but I did enjoy playing it. And then as I got older, we sort of moved to a place called Golden Hill Sports Ground. I've got some great memories there. I remember playing my first game for Rovers at Golden Hill. Trained there a few times, and then we sort of bounced around a few different school, Astros, Lotley's, so Bernard Lovell School, and then under 18s we moved to UWE.
Who were some of the goalkeepers that you looked at in the professional game growing up as a teenager that you sort of tried to model bits of your game off or tried to pick things up from?
When I was younger, I didn't really have, like didn't really have like a goalkeeper idol. My family are Liverpool supporters, so I always loved Pepe Reina. I always wanted to get the same sort of boots and gloves as him. But as I got older, I became a massive fan of Joe Hart. I really liked the way he played, and obviously he's an England goalkeeper as well, which is amazing. And throughout my later teens, I really liked Manuel Neuer and the way he plays. He sort of changed the game for goalkeepers, sort of the sweeping out and playing out as well, which I really liked. So I like to base it off all of them, really.
We'll bring it forward a little bit and go to signing your first pro deal with Bristol Rovers, and then pretty quickly after going out on loan. How was that first loan experience for you?
The loan experience was good. I think I went to Swindon Supermarine on my first loan. Played 3 games there. It was an eye-opener to sort of men's football. Hadn't really played men's football before that. Hadn't really played 23s before that either. So it was good to get a few games just to sort of understand. Then I went to Prescott Cables up in Liverpool. That was a completely different experience, sort of going away from where I live, going out there, playing with them. But no, I really enjoyed them 2 loans. They were sort of giving me a taste of what competitive football was like. And then obviously went to Hungerford the next season. Spent, I think it was something like 25 games there. And I felt I developed quite a lot during that time. It was tough. We were in a relegation battle for a lot of it. And it was about learning different skills throughout being there, learning how to sort of grow as a goalkeeper and learn how to defend my box, all that sort of stuff that comes with playing in men's football.
Yeah, because we're not just talking about a competitive environment, we're talking about a really physical environment as well. I'm sure you had to develop quite quickly in those games.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of the lads in that league, some are technically very good, but a lot are there through their just desire, work rate and their strength, to be honest. And dealing with that every game. A lot of the strikers were just big lads who just wanted to smash you. It was hard at times, but I feel it's taught me valuable lessons.
You made your league debut for Bristol Rovers in slightly difficult circumstances. It was the final day of the season when the team's relegation had already been confirmed. So on one hand, it's a wonderful opportunity and experience for yourself, but on the other hand, it's a difficult time for the club. How do you reflect on that with the benefit of some hindsight?
Yeah, it was sort of a weird time for me. I sort of trained with the first team a lot that season. David Coles at the time brought me up and sort of had me training with the team. And then I remember finding out on the way to the game that I was playing. At that time, I'd sort of forgotten about what was going on at the club and relegation and everything. I just wanted to focus on the game and make sure I gave the best account of myself, which I felt I did. And yeah, after the game, it's sort of like highs of making my debut and that, but at the same time, it was we've been relegated, and it gives you another different sort of motivation for next season then, because obviously everyone wants to get promoted after you've been relegated, which lads did. But it was a great experience being involved with that as well.
Let's bring it back to earlier this season, where I feel Jed's story really kicks into life. Called back from a loan spell and straight into the starting 11 against Newport County. Talk us through that whole 24 hours or so.
Yeah, that was a mad sort of 24, 48 hours. I remember on the Sunday receiving a call from Anstey saying that Mangs wanted to bring me back and play me in this cup game. I felt my loan at Wildstone was doing well for me. I thought I was benefiting a lot from it. And football happens, football has its things that it's going to throw at you, you've got to deal with it. And I came back, gave the best account of myself in that game, and just made sure that I trained hard every day to make sure that if the opportunity did arise, then I'd take it.
How has training been since coming back to Bristol Rovers? Because you're one of 3 very talented goalkeepers here at this football club.
Yeah, I think we've got a great group here in both mats. But we push each other every day, and I knew that it wasn't going to be easy training and trying to give the best account of myself to try and start. But if I made sure I did everything right every day, that eventually I'll be rewarded for it.
We talk about Matt. Manager Matt Taylor comes in and he gives you your opportunity. Tell us a bit about that from your experience and your view.
Yeah, that was a good moment for me. I felt like I trained well up until that point. And then I found out, I think, on the Thursday that I was going to be playing. And then that was it. Just sort of started prepping for that the next 2 days. And just make sure that whatever I do, just make sure I do it with a smile and enjoy it, because I felt like I deserved the chance to play. But at the same time, not take it for granted and stay humble with it.
In the 10 or 11 games you've played since then, you've been a consistent in the team, clean sheets, man of the match performances. How would you personally evaluate that run you've been on?
I think it's just, like I said, taking it game by game. I think the lads have welcomed me into the team since being in, and everyone has played at a good level since I've been in these 11 games, and just making sure that we're still working towards winning every game, even though we might not be able to push for promotion. It's still about turning up every game and make sure we're getting the 3 points, just to make sure the mindset's right. And yeah.
How's the manager been with you in terms of telling you what he wants to see from you, how he wants you to develop? What have those conversations been like?
Yeah, I've had a few chats with the manager. He sort of relays good information to me about what he wants from me and what he wants from his goalkeeper, which is good for me. I always like taking on information from anyone. So yeah.
And of course, you're still very young. You're still going to be learning your trade in this division. You're competing against some very tough opponents in League One. But how are you finding that challenge?
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. Like I said, I just want to keep challenging myself as much as I can and keep progressing day by day. And playing against top strikers in the league is only going to better my performances.
And just to bring it full circle, you clearly haven't been doing too bad to get a England under-20/elite squad call up.
Yeah, just like things like that just make it all worthwhile.
How do you now take this new contract and push on to the next level?
I think it's more about setting goals now for the next couple of years, about where I want to be and how I'm going to get to those goals, whether it's creating little goals to work to one big goal, and keep pushing day in, day out in training. Even though it's a long-term deal, still got to come in and work hard every day to make sure that I keep my place.
And just finally, you rightly touched on there, It's about day to day, and there's not long to go to the end of the season, but still quite a few games to play, and it's important the team keeps pushing hard and get as many points on the board.
Yeah, 8 massive games for me and for the rest of the lads. Whatever it is, the motivation they're going to find for it, I think everyone's going to work towards getting as many points out of each game possible.